Welcome to where we present various XIs and dream teams in a nostalgic retro game universe. In 2026, the US, Canada and Mexico are going to host the World Cup. Everything is possible in football, but if any of these nations won the tournament, it would candidate to be the biggest sensation in football history. But all three nations do have some outstanding players here and there. So what if they united and became one team? How good would they be? Let's find out. I will call the team the North American Union, as the idea of this construction isn't new, and is often referred to as such on a political level. The idea is often mentioned in conspiracy theories, so maybe this video can be a part of a conspiracy theory one day. We are going with a 4-4-2, as this tactic will allow a good mix of players from each nation. Let's start with the goalkeeper. The one who represents the most prominent club is Manchester City's American goalkeeper, Zack. He's a robust, strong goalkeeper, but he's not their first choice and mainly just plays in domestic cup tournaments. Therefore, I will go with a more experienced choice, Mexico's Guillermo Ochoa. The 36-year-old goalkeeper has played for a handful of clubs in Europe, more precisely in Belgium, France and Spain, and now represents the Mexican club America, where his professional career started. He's a quick goalkeeper, both in terms of decision making and brilliant reflexes. Now on to the first centre-back. There is not much quality when it comes to central defenders among these three nations, but Wolfsburg's John Brooks stands out a bit. The American can pretty much do everything that a central defender needs to be able to do. He's good at tackling, good at marking, and has a solid physical presence. He also has 9 years of experience from the German Bundesliga, and that proven experience will make him the first name in the central defense. Let's move on to Brooks' partner. A defensive partner for Brooks with great potential would be Mexico's Héctor Moreno. He's a technically gifted defender who now represents the Mexican club Monterrey and has many years of experience from Dutch and Spanish football. However, I will go with another Mexican, Celta Vigo's Néstor Araujo. Like Héctor Moreno, he is technically gifted. Still, he may have some extra edge compared to Moreno, as being a starter in La Liga requires a bit more intensity than the Mexican Liga MX, and especially the Qatar Stars League where he played before he switched to Monterrey. Néstor Araujo, I choose you. Now our left back. A great candidate for this position would be Monterrey's offensive wingback, Jesús Gallardo. With decent dribbling, passing and crossing skills, he has the necessary skill set to suit this team. With 66 caps for Mexico, he would also bring in experience and stability, but to be honest, there isn't much doubt about who should be our left back. The left back role will of course belong to the Canadian teenager Alphonso Davies. He has established himself in Bayern Munich. He may need to improve his technique, but with his speed and general athleticism, he will bring some world-class skills to this team. Let's move to the other side and pick our right back. This one is actually quite tough. The obvious choice is Sergiño Dest, educated at the Ajax Football Academy and now a starter for mighty Barcelona. But Barcelona is in a significant crisis, and representing that club is not the same quality indicator as it used to be. Plus there is another problem for Dest called Jesus Corona. Corona has represented FC Porto since 2015 and has gained many individual claims. For instance, he was named the best player of the Portuguese league for the 1920 season. He's outstanding at the attacking aspects of the game with excellent dribbling and passing skills, but he does lack defensive skills, and because of that I will go with the obvious choice, Sergiño Dest, this time. Let's pick our central midfielders. Especially when it comes to defensive-orientated midfielders, we got a handful of players to choose from. The most defensive choice would probably be Edson Álvarez from Ajax, who can also play as a centre-back. Then we got the American Juventus player Weston McKennie, who is defensively orientated, but when allowed, his positioning skills can also put him into goal-scoring opportunities. A bit more offensive is Héctor Herrera from Atletico Madrid, and then we got the young playmaker-like talent Giovanni Reyna from Dortmund and United States. Those I think who stand out the most are McKennie and Reyna. Weston McKennie has broken relatively stable into the start 11 for Juventus, playing as a central midfielder in the Serie A requires high work ethics, intelligence and sound defensive skills. And that is precisely what this team needs, as our central defense is not the best in the world. He will be our defensively orientated midfielder. Our attacking-minded midfielder will be Giovanni Reyna. He is young, but got all the skills he needs to succeed on this position, great at dribbling, passing, and he's even a decent finisher. On top of that, his ability to keep a calm head and position himself on the pitch gives him that extra edge. And now it's time to pick some offensive dynamite with our wingers. Let's get back to Jesus Corona again. He is a great player, and I think FC Porto deserves much credit for the talent development. But there are simply two world-class wingers among these three nations. Two who plays with incredible pace, creative flair and vision, plus a superb technique. The first one is the American Chelsea player Christian Pulisic, whom I will put on the left wing, and then Mexico's Napoli player Hirving Lozano on the right. I think these two players will be deadly towards any defense in the world. While creative and technical players often suffer from off days, I think it will be rare that these two players will have a bad day at the same time. And thus this team will always have a creative source and can create chances and a bit of chaos. Canada hasn't had many candidates for this team, but they got two good candidates for the forward roles, Lille's Jonathan David and Besiktas' Cyle Larin. Mexico also got two forwards with international class in Wolverhampton's Raúl Jiménez and the MLS legend and Los Angeles player Carlos Vela. Jonathan David has been particularly dangerous this season, scoring 10 goals in 14 matches. He got quick feet, a great first touch and excellent finishing. And together with a determined mindset, he will be our first forward on this team. Next to him, we'll put a robust and physical player who can assist our wingers with withholding the ball in dangerous high-pressure situations, Mexico's Raúl Jiménez. His strengths will be an excellent fit for our mobile and creative players such as Lozano, Reyna and Pulisic. He's now playing his fourth Premier League season, so he knows how to use his physique against some of the best defenders in the world. Let's quickly summarize the team. Guillermo Ochoa from Mexico and America in goal. Our fullbacks are the Canada and Bayern Munich player Alphonso Davies on the left, while Sergiño Dest from Barcelona and United States plays on the right. Our central defense is a US and Mexican partnership with John Brooks from Wolfsburg and Néstor Araujo from Celta Vigo. Our central midfielders are both American, Juventus's Weston McKennie and Dortmund's Giovanni Reyna. On the right wing we got the US and Chelsea man Christian Pulisic and Hirving Lozano on the right representing Napoli and Mexico, while our forwards will be the Mexico and the Wolves player Raúl Jiménez and the Lille Canadian Jonathan David. Let's try to compare the team with some other nations. And let's start out with a South American team, Argentina. Here I think this team's defense would be under great pressure, but they would definitely have a chance. Argentina would be favorites though. An interesting European comparison would be Portugal. First of all, I think it would be a highly entertaining match with lots of great attacking-minded players. It would also be a tight match, probably 50-50. Could they win the World Cup? Sure, but I don't think they would be favorites. My best guess would be that they reach the quarterfinals and maybe with some luck the semifinals. But what do you guys think? How good would this team be if it existed in real life, and which players do you think should be on the team? If you liked the video, I've also created a Scandinavian dream team that I think you would find interesting. That's all from me. See you later.